Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to do a project, and this time I'm going to take all of you through it step by step on what you need. So what you need is just some old cardboard. We'll get to that later, but that's all you need, an old box. And you can pick one up, I bet, at the supermarket or something like that. Now, I have a mold of these little fossiled little shells. So if you can get one, this one I got online. I haven't really seen it, but I've seen others, and on Etsy you have tons of them. So what you do is get some air dried clay, and we're going to press that in. And what I usually like to do is just dust it with a brush with a little bit of like chalk or something, but you can do that without. You don't really need that. So you press it in really well. That's about how deep you want it, and then you just take it out, and there's your little nice little fossil. Now what you do have to do is press it and make it really flat, because we're going to use this later in our piece of art. Now another thing that you can do, just to give a variation of these shells, is press in the same one. Of course you want all sizes, but I just press in another one and then take some of that out. Some of this, I take it out, make it even a little bit more shallow, if you know what I mean, so there's less air dried clay in. And then when you take it out, I press it firmly on the table, and that gives it just a little bit of an other shape. You know, it's thinner, so later on when we put that in our art piece, it won't be all the same, because you don't want all the same shelly things in there, although they all do look the same, but that's okay. So I just take off the top, press another little bit, and there you have a small one. There it is. So then we lay those to dry, and when they're dry, you want to paint them. So then I have some dried ones here, and those little balls I made. We take a sturdy brush, not a really flexible, but this is a really sturdy brush, and we take some paint, and then you want to paint them. So you do need gloves, because this is sort of a little mess, you know, after a while, and then you can just change gloves and you can go again. Now once this is colored the color you like, of course you have to give it a little bit of definition. So I'll take a really fine brush, and I'll go around it, the spiral, like that, and then just press it in, and then it looks like it's a little bit weathered. Let me get you in close. It doesn't want to focus. Let's try that again. There you go. So that gives it that nice weathered look. Okay. Back in focus down there. Now the little balls that I made, that is really easy. I showed you already. You just get, you roll out the air dried clay, you press a little circular thing into it, a little lid or something, and then you roll it up, put a little dot in the middle. Now these, of course, I'm going to color too. Whoops, that one, oh no, I got it. I thought it was lost forever. So that one you give a little color. Then with the really fine brush, I put a little bit of dark in the dot, because otherwise, you know, it's just a thing with a hole in it. And then I dab that, And let me get you in really close. It's not focusing like I want it to. Oh, there you go. It's really small, but it's going to give a really nice look to our art piece. So, I'm not going to make this a really long video, so I'm not going to show you more about what I did. What is handy is, you know, putting a couple of colors on, I use a lid, some lid from something I throw away. So put a few colors in, and then you can dab into these, mix a little different colors, because you don't want all of these looking the same color, because that'll, you know, just not be as cool. So just adjust the colors once in a while painting these and the little dotty things. Okay, now I'm going to stop and I'm going to be right back. Okay, next, this is the cardboard. I drew a couple of circles and I stuck them together, and I think it's about 4 or 5. Then I slid out a bit in the middle to put in this sort of a metal thing, which is loose now, so I have to make sure I get that fixed. But that's to put it on a stand. And we're going to be making a lot of mess right now. So, oops, what I have is the Powertex. This is the white one. I put a little bit of acrylic paint in there. I'm not sure if I can do that, but we'll see. And of course we have the stone art. So we're going to make this a little stone sort of looking thing. Okay, but this is really messy, guys. So we're going to pour this this stuff on here. As you can see, it's not going to be enough, I'm pretty sure. But we'll just add some white and we'll see where it goes, and otherwise we'll just have to be painting the base. We can see how far we get. Ooh, there's some color. And this is not enough, I'm pretty sure, but we'll see. Okie dokie, then what you do, let's put a little more on it here. It's kind of thin. It's looking a little bit better. A little thin up here. Okay, now we're going to get the stone art. We're going to put that all over it. I think that's how it goes. There you go. And then we start pressing it into it. Ew, it is a little powdery. You go. Oh, and when I'm doing this, my stand is making a kind of a noise. It's sort of coming off, guys. I think I need some more of that stuff. see. And it doesn't really have to be totally all thick. I do like it when there's a couple of you know, smooth parts of it. So I'm gonna pour some more on here. I know it's white, but we'll have to paint that later on. And that's going better. Making little patterns that it really does look like stone. This looks really nice. Now let's put some more on. Well, it is mixing into the colored Powertex, so I guess that's nice. And I'm just doing that, guys, you know, to make sure that it has that a little bit nice looking. I don't know what's making so much noise. I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm gonna be quiet because I'm gonna speed this up in a bit, so bear with me. Okay guys, I think this is it. So I have a nice coat, looks stony, like something like stone. You don't want too much raised bits, so if you see some raised bits, just sort of flatten them a little bit. So we're ready with this, and now we're ready to put on all our little shells. So I'll clean this up a bit and do part 2. Okay, we're ready. I can't clean this up, but this is as clean as it gets. So I have all my painted shells over here, and I have some, I'm gonna try it. It's Easy Coat Matte. It is a sort of an adhesive, so we're gonna see how this works. So what we're gonna do is put a nice little blob on there because it's transparent. And we're going to put our little shells on there, like that. Now, what I wanted to do is, what I'd like to have is sort of just a round sort of a thing going on, and then nothing in the middle. So I want one there. I want some going on here. A couple of small ones. Don't want to do all the big ones only. Like that. And put some of those little balls in between. And again, guys, this is going to be, you know, going to take a long while to get these all stuck on. So I'm just going to show you a few little ones that I'm doing. Then we want one up here. We want a big one. Now, people wondering where to get this Powertex stuff, all you have to do is Google it. Just Google Powertex and you'll find where you can get yours. What I do think is that they're sort of, I don't know, you can't buy it everywhere. You have to really search for it. It's not like it's in every single art shop or something like that. I don't know why that is. Probably because it's not that very well known all around the world. I have seen that Denmark or Norway, they have a lot of that stuff, this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this in fast forward. I'm going to cover the whole board with enough that I think is pretty. Let's see one up here. I have a feeling it's really sticking very well. As I press it down, I can feel it really sticking. So we're going to work around and round and round. And of course, I still have the other side of this board, and I might do a different pattern on that one. So then you can flip it around. If you've had enough from one side, you could just flip it around and you have a different one. So I'm going to turn off the video right now, and I'll be back when it's ready. Okay, peoples, we're ready. We got everything stuck on. I'm going to give you a little close-up. That's as close as I can get without touching the camera. So what we have is pretty much sandy colored, like beach sand, and then we have our fossils on top. We have the little beads on top. We have a few of these 3D balls. I used the medium. It's from Powertex too. This is what they look like. Zip, zip, zip. So this is really fun stuff to play with. And this side is ready as we speak. And then the other side, I'm going to be doing a different pattern. Still gotta take all those bits off that got stuck on there. But the other side, I'm going to do a little bit thicker, and I just might use a stencil or something on it, you know, to give it something completely different. That way, when you put it on the stand, Powertex sells the stands also. This is a rod, a metal rod, and then the stand goes in there and it can turn around. So that is really cute. I am really happy with it. It has a little bit of gold on it because I like gold, and there's going to be a lot of gold in my new home. I'm going for the wood look, the oak wood with black, and then this really nice warm beige and gold, and that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to go nicely with it. I just might, the other side, I just might give that a different color. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit more intense, deeper color. You know, just to give yourself something to change so you don't always look at the same piece of art. But this one is going to go in my new home. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone that wants to do it can get the stuff they need. So what we used is the Powertex. Now that is something that you really do need. This is the Powertex. Also comes in 500 milliliters. This is a liter. Then, oh, by the way, I'm not sponsored by Powertex whatsoever. So any people talking about me being sponsored by Powertex, nah. If they do, I'll tell you. Then we have the 3D medium balls. I stuck them on there with Easy Coat matte, and because this was still a little wet, I could press them really nicely into it. So I'm hoping that it's stuck on there forever. You also need airdryclay, and someone asked me which brand I prefer, but this is the cheapest you can get. This is from the dollar store. I think it's €1.45, and that just works because, you know, you don't have to have high-end air dry clay. Cheapest that you can get. And of course we have the stone coat. This stuff, stone art. This is 2 kilos, but you can get smaller packages. So the smaller packages will do, because you don't really need that much unless you're gonna make it into a new hobby where you want to explore Powertex. Then you'll need a little bit more. And that's about all I used. To color this, I used my own acrylic paints. I just put a little bit in there, and I put in a little bit of a pigment. This is Italian pigment. This one is from Sardinia. And but you don't have to have pigments. You can just put in a tiny little bit of your own paint. The thing is that I would go for the opaque, because the Powertex is white and it'll lighten it up a lot. And I don't think you can add too much, so I just added a tiny little bit. Of course, painting I did with my own acrylics, and that's about it, guys. So I still have a lot left for the other side, but I'm not sure. I might do stencil on the other side. The color, I have green gloves now. All the blues were sold out, so now I have green gloves. I'm sorry, guys. It might hurt your eyes, but I do have black ones, though. Maybe I should do those. This stuff is really sticky, so make sure you got some gloves. Maybe even double glove like you do with resin, so you can, you know, just take them off and you have the clean ones under there. So I hope I inspired a lot of people to get involved with the Powertex stuff, and I hope you like my little art piece. It's all the sea theme. I really love it. I'm gonna go off with this, you know. I'm gonna do some more stuff. This is more of a real thing, but I might even do an abstract with this. So thank you for watching, everyone, and see you in the next one. Love you all to pieces.